Yo, 3 tanks released into the super test today. I'm going to show you 2 of them. The first one is this one, a tier 10, just like the Progetto 65. The other one is a auto reloader tank destroyer. If you're here for the first time, consider subscribing, giving this video a like, and remember to leave comments in the comments section below. Like I said, this is like a Progetto 65 tier 10. It's called the Carro Combattimento 45 ton, and the only thing you can compare it to is a Progetto 65 tier 10. Now I don't know, this has to be some kind of reward tank or clan wars, something to do with that, but how does it work? It works exactly like a Progetto 65, except it is not as fast, less horsepower per ton, less horsepower, slightly slower hull traverse speed, hull armor slightly better than a Progetto 65, turret armor almost double the front of a Progetto 65. In fact, if you take a look at it, it is slant, it is sloped, it actually looks like kind of like a chieftain, right? So you can say this is going to be an auto reloader chieftain, exactly the same 4 shells like a Progetto 65, the nerfed Progetto 65 in fact, but intra clip is 4 seconds instead of Progetto firing every 2.5 seconds. This thing fires every 4 seconds, but the reload time is exactly the same as a Progetto 65 ton. What do you get from an intra clip 4 second? It's gonna play like that tier 9 reward tank, the auto reloader, the French one, Char Future 4, every 4 seconds. So it doesn't play like a regular auto reloader, it plays like a Char Future 4. Damage 400 damage and 515 if you're firing HE. That is 40 more damage than a Progetto 65 ton. So that's the difference you get here. Penetration wise, slightly less penetration than Progetto, 248 on the standard shells instead of 268 on the Progetto, 320 on premium shells instead of 330 on the Progetto. Gun depression and a gun elevation exactly the same as a Progetto 65 ton. Aim time slightly lesser than a Progetto 65. Dispersion, now the new Progetto dispersion is 0.35 now, worse than before. This one dispersion slated to be 0.36. It's going to be slightly worse than the Progetto 65, but you cannot play this tank like an auto reloader. You're going to play this tank like just a regular medium tank with a single shot that fires, that reloads 4 seconds, and then you let it reload again. So you can't play this. If you know how to play a Char Future 4, you understand what I'm saying. This tank is going to be an amazing tank, especially for the good players. For the good players, it's going to play like a single shot that reloads every 4 seconds. That is the amazing thing about this tank, and I'm very excited for it. Now the next tank I want to show you is the new tank destroyer, but this tank destroyer is not a regular tank destroyer. It is an auto loading tank destroyer. It has 4 clips in the magazine. I don't know what else to compare it with other than a Lorraine 40 ton, but that is a medium tank, but I'm going to compare it anyway. This is the GSOR 1008. It's going to work exactly like a Lorraine, except it is not a medium tank. It is going to be a tank destroyer, 4 shells with a reload time of 1.5 seconds every shell. So the intra clip 1.5 seconds every for every shell, 4 shells, and then the total reload time is 31.33 seconds. It does 320 alpha damage. That is absolutely insane for a tank destroyer, because tank destroyers have insane penetration. Remember, 226 penetration on standard shells, 321 on premium shells. Remember, this is a tier 8, not a tier 10. The Italian Progetto, that was a tier 10, probably a reward. This is some kind of premium. I'm not sure whether it's going to be a reward or something like that, but let's compare it to the Lorraine. Speed wise, almost the same as the Lorraine. Of course, it does not reverse as quickly as the Lorraine. 640 horsepower per ton. 640 horsepower, 14.66 horsepower per ton, so less agility compared to a Lorraine. Traverse 29 degrees, Lorraine is 35 degrees, which means you're talking about the agility not so great. Forward speed is almost the same as a Lorraine, reverse speed a lot less, but agility wise it's not going to wiggle like a Lorraine. Hull armor slightly better than a Lorraine, to be precise. It's twice the armor of the frontal hull armor, and the turret armor is 152 frontally, a lot better than a Lorraine, which has absolutely no armor. 4 shells reload, 4 shells clip 1.5 seconds intra clip. A Lorraine fires every 2.5 seconds. This fires every 1.5 seconds. It's going to reload faster than a Lorraine, 31 seconds. Lorraine reloads 35 seconds. Damage 320 alpha and 480 on the HE. A lot better than a Lorraine. Penetration 226, obviously it's a TD, so premium penetration 321. Compare that with the Lorraine, 232 standard and 263 premium. Also, the amazing thing about this tank, 11 degrees gun depression. Now it has an oscillating turret, the kind of turret you get from the French AMX tanks or the T-57 heavies, you know, like a Lorraine, the same kind of turret like a Lorraine. It does not have a lot of gun elevation, only 10 degrees of elevation, but you can work very comfortably on terrain. Hull down, 11 degrees gun depression is insane. You combine that with the turret armor, 152 frontally, you're looking at a really good tank that can look down from a slope. I don't know about the shell velocity, but I imagine it's going to be tank destroyer shell velocity, so you're looking at 1000 meters per second shell velocity, just like a Lorraine. The premium shells would be even faster, I presume. I'm not too sure. View range 370, just like Lorraine is 380, but because it's a tank destroyer, you're gonna have better camouflage values than a Lorraine. Seems like there's been a frenzy of activity in wargaming with the release of so many tanks at the same time. Now, as Gamescom is going on, there is the T42 that's being released. There was the T77 that's being showcased. Just a couple of days ago, they released the CS52 Polish premium tank, which is absolutely amazing, and you have to grind it. If you don't have it, you need to grind it or get a discount or whatever, but get that tank because it's amazing. And look at this tank, the GSOR 1008 tank destroyer. It is absolutely amazing. The stats itself is absolutely insane, and what's going on is this is going to present like a real power creep in terms of all the tanks that's being released. They seem to be just getting better and better and better, not getting worse. If you're going to talk about balance, looks like balance is out the window. They're just going to continue making better and better tanks, and then when it's necessary to buff the old tanks, they're going to buff the old tanks to bring them up to, you know, more acceptable or more competitive standards. I don't know what to say. In my opinion, I don't think there is enough garage space for you to collect all the tanks. You're just going to have to accept the fact that you cannot play all the tanks that they are churning out at the moment. There are so many tanks out there. There is absolutely no time to collect them all. There is no time to equip them all. There is no time to play them all. I think it's absolutely incredible what they're doing. I don't know if it's going to work out good for them in the long run, but this is their strategy and this is how they want to run their business. But let them know what you think about all the new tanks, and if they are too overpowered or they're not overpowered, or you like what they're doing, let them know what you think. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving this video a like. It really helps out my channel a lot, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.